105 is the aftermath of the zombie attack.
I'm so sorry.
Laurie Holden has to carry that ball, as Andrea, the grief of having her sister taken away from her and her protectiveness of her privacy and going through this process that seems to be a mystery to those around her and a potential threat.
Andrea.
I know how the safety works.
It brings her back down to her base instincts as a human being. She doesn't necessarily have to be the nurturer to anybody anymore. She can just be a tough survivor.
And we have the zombie resurrection scene. And we put just bloodshot contact lenses in her. So when she first opens her eyes again and Andrea's looking down at her, it almost still looks like her. I thought that it was important for Emma and Laurie to have a connection.
Amy, I'm sorry.
And for Andrea to be able to look down and still feel like there's something that she can communicate to her sister.
I always thought there'd be more time.
Andrea is looking for that little bit of humanity there. It was very intimate. The emotion that they both conveyed is what makes the scene powerful.
I can do it, I can do it. I can do it.
When you've made somebody the center of your world and they're no longer there, everything changes.
It's the first funeral that Laurie's been at, and I think as she watches the body go into the grave, she realizes that this is also the death of her mother and her father and her brother and everyone she's ever known that she won't have a chance to bury. This becomes a proxy funeral, a proxy wake, a proxy mourning for everything that's been lost, which is why I think that funeral just knocks the teeth out of her.
Realizing the horror of what I'd done, the guilt and responsibility I felt for the deaths was pretty unbearable.
Doing the right thing can sometimes blow up in your face. It can backfire on you.
If you'd looked after your own, instead you went off, you took half our manpower with you. I'm thinking maybe our losses wouldn't have been so bad, okay?
To a certain extent, I think he blames Rick's decision. He warned him, he told him not to do it, and he did it anyway.
The fallout with Shane, that was the most painful thing for me. And it was just so emotional.
Shane blames me for not being here. Do you?
I started to feel that it was unraveling for him. The enormity of the situation starts to really paralyze you and suffocate you. And I found that it very, very uncomfortable. So as soon as Jim, you realize he's bit, he was my next mission. I realized that that's what I need to save him.
What if we can get him help? I heard the CDC was working on a cure. I heard that too. Heard a lot of things before the world went to hell.
What you need within a situation like this is a leader. You need to make a choice, right or wrong.
We can't stay here. We both know that.
I was just telling Shane, I think we should trust your gut. I think Laurie goes to the CDC to save her marriage, not to save her life, because he's kind of all I've got left.
Shane comes to an unbelievable realization there that Laurie and Carl and Rick are a unit that will never be broken and that are going to do what Rick says. He feels so abandoned and so alone. I think he feels like he has no voice.
If it was your family, you'd feel differently.
He's really, really suspicious of where Rick is kind of mentally.
I kept him safe, man. I looked after them like they were my own. That's what I did, man. I didn't mean it that way.
His trust in Rick is starting to fragment a little bit. I don't think that he was looking to shoot Rick. Rick really hurt him in the moment right before. I think that Shane really thought that Rick was a zombie, and then he realized it was Rick, and for some freaking reason, he just couldn't drop that barrel. And I think he surprised himself more than anything else. I think it horrified himself. I think he felt extremely guilty, and after that, he needed to repent, and he needed to, he needed to keep this family together.
I've known this man a long time. I trust his instincts.
I think he realizes he's got to play ball. He needs to follow this guy. He really feels that this is his only way of keeping the group together, the group that he cares about. And so he's going to follow.
I know what I'm asking. I want this. Leave me here.
So many of our characters were heartbroken at the thought of leaving a living man. From Laurie's perspective, this was a man who gets to choose how he dies, which is one of the greatest luxuries in the contemporary world now.
This is a dead end.
Where are we gonna go?
Do you hear me?
When we get to the CDC, we all take turns in leadership. Shane takes control because he can see that I'm starting to lose it. You really do see him unhinged.
You're killing us!
the level of leadership, just the balance changes.